Testing. Check.
Here's what happened. The first time I really broke the law on Wall Street, right? Had to do a trade, and if I would have done the trade the way it was supposed to happen, it would have been a red flag to the regulators. Like, I had to buy a stock. Someone owed me stock that was $2, and the stock was $6. So if they would have sold to me at $2, made a $2 print while the stock was at $6, say, what the fuck? Wait, something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So the guy sold me the stock at $6 and handed me a bag of $1 million in cash. You understand?
Yeah.
Quarter million shares. Sold me $4 a share, $250,000 in cash. So I got a bag of cash. And I was fucking so tortured over this $1 million bag. I was like, I shouldn't do this. And I hadn't broken any laws yet, you know? I was like, all right, I'm doing it once and never again.
And that's the first step.
And there you go. And that's how it
Off to the
fucking
races.
starts. Now, that's one way it starts, okay? That started for me, right? With that fucking one step, and then your line of morality and ethics moves a little bit, and then these small, imperceptible steps. It's like, you know, it's like you dip your toe into a hot bath, and you're like, fuck. And then 30 minutes later, you're like, it's perfect.
Yeah, like when you first get into a hot tub. Yeah.
Right? So that's, but then there's another path also. The other path, this is just as common, if not more, is people who make a mistake and they lose money, but they're scared to tell people. So they try to cover it up as, let me just do a bigger trade. I'll make it back. And that's how a lot of Ponzi.
It's called chasing.
Get it? So there's a rule in trading. Your first loss is your best loss.
Yep.
But a lot of people, they, if I do that, my business will die. So they try to cover that up and not disclose it. And that starts this whole chain that gets bigger and bigger. And then there's people like Bernie Madoff, who from the very first thing, it's like said he was a fucking scam from the fucking start, right? But, I knew after about 2 years, like it was way out of control, morality wise, and also legally. Listen, 98% of what we did was legit. It was a couple of things we were doing that were very wrong, but everyone was doing them. So they were. It's like, as you found out on Wall Street later on, everyone was fucking corrupt. It's true. Okay. That doesn't make what I did right. I'm not trying to rationalize it, but that was my rationalization back then. It's not a big deal. But then, what happened? My mistake was, what happened to you in a sense is that when you get that big and that young, you're a target. And if you do one thing, and I deserved it. By the way, I deserved to go down. I did. I made mistakes. I did things I would never do now. Like the real thing I did wrong was that when I created a system called the straight line for training salesmen. Once I invented that, I was able to take any person and make them into a fucking millionaire closer, right? World-class closer.
Can you still do that, by the way?
Of course, I do it all around the world. Trading or sales training?
Just making people millionaires in general.
Well, if they want to work their asses off, I could take any person and make them rich if they're willing to work their fucking ass off.
No chance on just the million without the working the ass off part.
You got to work.
Fucking it.
I'm the wrong. If you want to, if someone wants to really work and take time to learn the rules of success and grow themselves, yes, you'll be a millionaire.
Are there shortcuts to success?
Of course there are. And that's the shortcut, is to learn the only way to get rich in this world is quick. Yeah. The world's too expensive to get rich slowly, right? But the distinction there is, I'm not talking about a get rich quick scheme. What happens is you work really hard and then you don't get the result. And you work really hard, don't get the result. You keep working really hard, you don't get the result, but you're lining up the elements of success. It's below the waterline, so to speak. And then that one last piece of the puzzle, and bam, you sort. And everyone's like, oh my God, he got rich overnight. Well, you know what? There was 2 years of really hard work, or whatever it might be, 10,000 hours, whatever it might be, right?
10,000 hours.
So the point is that when you get rich, it happens quickly, but there's a lot of work that has to go into it. Now, here's the deal. There are certain skill sets that you really need to possess if you want to essentially ensure that outcome. Those are the ability to close the deal, to market effectively, which you guys are awesome at. You're great marketers, right?
Yep.
Okay, to close effectively, the rules of business and entrepreneurship. Then there's some inner game stuff, mindset to manage your emotional states, your beliefs. So there's all this sort of stuff.
Networking,
right?
relationship building.
That's all based on beliefs and strategy. So I teach people those strategies, and then they'll get rich.